The maple syrup and cream of wheat containers wrapped in Jim Crow-era labels featuring African Americans in the stereotypical role of servants sit in a display case at the Stony Island Arts Bank on the south side. On the far north side, the LGBTQ-focused Gerber/Hart Library and Archives collection includes newsletters from another era that promoted gay conversion therapy. And at the Alphawood Gallery's exhibit on the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II, a mock hunting license dated 1941 carries the cartoon-like image of a Japanese man's head mounted on a piece of board, as it were piece of prized game, and the words "Open Season Declared" and "No Limit." The Chicago exhibits offer a snapshot in time when racism and bigotry showed up even in household products and literature that claimed to educate people about a certain group of people. They come at a time when the nation is deeply divided on issues ranging from immigration to the role of race in the treatment of African Americans in our justice system. And it's not just current policies dividing Americans. Even the interpretation of the role slavery played in the Civil War can depend these days on political affiliation. This year, violent clashes have surrounded the removal of Confederate monuments across the country. It isn't just small arts centers examining how prejudice seeps into culture. The Chicago History Museum just opened a new exhibit challenging visitors to explore the concept of race. I believe and now know to be true that these are very powerful teaching tools, David Pilgrim, founder and director of the Jim Crow Museum of Racist Memorabilia in Michigan, said about the relics on display in his museum as well as those in Chicago. Some of the best conversations that are being had in this country about race are occurring around and in his museum, he says, adding, people come from around the world to not just see the objects but to learn and have meaningful dialogues. Tony Herschel, director of exhibitions for the Alphawood Foundation in Chicago, said the organizers of the recently closed "Then They Came for Me" incarceration of Japanese Americans during World War II and the demise of civil liberties felt it was imperative to include anti-Japanese American propaganda, such as the mock hunting license, distributed around the time of the bombing of Pearl Harbor. We wanted people to see so they could understand how easy it is to fall into that trap when people are frightened and how people can prey upon that fear, Herschel said of the exhibit at the gallery near Lincoln Park. It was completely unjustified. Japanese Americans leaders have pushed for more awareness about the internment, because they see similarities in hysteria that surrounded their community when they hear people calling for a ban on immigrants from Muslim-majority nations, said Laura Kina, a professor at DePaul University. Critics of President Donald Trump's travel ban issued in January have argued the policy is an extension of his campaign call for a ban on Muslims entering the United States. The Trump administration has argued the travel ban is a matter of national security.